Alright folks, so there you have it. The latest 3F filings have just dropped and Discord S reports are just jam-packed with some of the most mind-blowing moves from legendary investors like Warren Buffett, Li Lu, Bill Ackman, and Seth Klarman. Now, if you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe. We drop new investment tips every single week, and now without any further ado, let's dive straight into the action, starting with Warren Buffett. Now, you probably all know that Apple has been one of the crown jewels of Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway portfolio for years. But, well, in this last quarter, he's done something that's got everyone scratching their heads. Buffett has once again trimmed his Apple stake. Now, this isn't like a brand new story. We actually saw the beginning of this back in early 2024, when he started cutting down his holdings. So, in this last quarter alone, he sold nearly 10 million shares, and this brings his total amount sold in 2024 to a whopping 57 million shares. Now, that might sound like a whole lot, but hold your horses, because if you take a closer look, ULLC, that he still holds a staggering 877 million shares of Apple, and that S worth around $96 billion. So yeah, while he's definitely been shedding some Apple slices from his portfolio, he's still sitting on a whole apple pie. But wait, here's the real kicker. Remember how I mentioned that Buffett has been trimming his Apple holdings since early 2024? Well, during that time, Apple's stock prices dropped by about 10%. And let me tell ya, some folks are starting to think that maybe, just maybe, Buffett had a hand in that drop. Just kidding! Kind of. But seriously, folks, it's not like Buffett dumped his entire stake or anything like that. But the timing of his sales does raise a couple of eyebrows. Did he know something that we didn't? Was he anticipating the recent stock price dip? Or is it just a wild coincidence? Well, honestly, it's hard to say for sure. We all know that Buffett is a pretty shrewd investor, and he rarely makes moves without a good reason behind them. So it's got a lot of people wondering what could be driving his decision to sell. One of the top theories floating around is that Buffett is a bit concerned about Apple's valuation. The stock has had a phenomenal run in the past few years, and some argue that it's getting a little too pricey. On the other hand, though, there are plenty of folks who believe that Apple is still worth every penny and that Buffett's sales are just a case of profit-taking. So in the end, only time will tell what happens next with Apple and whether Buffett's decision to trim his holdings was the right move. But hey, it is always exciting to see what the Oracle of Omaha is up to, and his latest moves are definitely keeping us on our toes. Next up, let's talk about Li Lu of Himalaya Capital. Now, Li Lu is known for his deep research and his ability to find hidden gems that others have overlooked. And this latest move is no exception. In this last quarter, he took a big leap and bought a whopping 63 million shares of Pinduoduo. This is a huge bet on the Chinese e-commerce platform, and it's not a move that many investors were expecting. But Lu has a history of making bold moves, and this is just another example of his willingness to go against the grain. So what's the deal with Pinduoduo? Well, it is a fast-growing e-commerce platform based in China that offers a unique twist on the traditional online shopping experience. Instead of just being another online marketplace. Pinduoduo focuses on connecting buyers and sellers through community-based group buy-in, and it's become super popular in China. With millions of active users, the company has also been expanding into other areas like agriculture and financial services. But despite its rapid growth, Pinduoduo has faced some challenges along the way, including regulatory hurdles and increased competition in the e-commerce space. But Loy clearly sees potential in the company, and he is betting big that it can overcome these challenges and come out stronger than ever. Only time will tell if his gamble pays off. But one thing's for sure, it's gonna be a wild ride. Now before we move on, let's quickly talk about why these 30F filings are so important. Every quarter, institutional investors, like the ones we've talked about, today have to file a document with the SEC called a Form 13F. This form reveals their most recent stock transactions, giving us an insider's look into the world of high finance. Why is this important, you ask? Well, studies have shown that the trades of these big money managers often serve as an early warning system for major market shifts. Basically, they give us a peek into what the financial elite are buying and selling, which can help us make more informed investment decisions. And that's why we're so fascinated with the 13F reports. And speaking of reports, we've got some interesting news to share about the latest one from Ray Dalio's Pure Alpha Management. According to Bloomberg News, Dalio has recently filed his 13F report for the second quarter, offering a glimpse into his investment strategy. The report highlights a remarkable shift in his approach, with cryptocurrency now accounting for almost half of his entire fund's asset. That's a massive allocation to crypto, and it reflects a departure from his previous stance, which was much more conservative. It's a significant change, and it's got a lot of people wondering about the reasons behind this bold move. Like, what's driving Dalio to invest so heavily in crypto? And how does it fit into his overall investment strategy? Well, we'll have to do some digging and see what we can uncover. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be fascinating to see how his crypto plays out in the coming months. Okay, now let's switch gears and talk about Bill Ackman. Now, Bill Ackman is a hedge fund manager who's known for his aggressive investment strategies and willingness to go after big targets. And his latest move is no exception. He just revealed a massive new investment in Amazon. According to his latest 13F filing, he bought over 12 million shares of Amazon stock worth roughly $1.5 billion. It's a huge investment, and it signals Ackman's confidence in the company's future prospects. So what's the deal with Amazon? Well, it's a global e-commerce giant that has a massive reach in online retail. But it's also a company that's been facing a lot of challenges lately. Concerns about slowing growth, increasing competition, and the impact of artificial intelligence have weighed on Amazon's stock price in recent months. But Ackman isn't fazed by these challenges. He sees opportunity in the dip, and he is betting big that Amazon will bounce back and deliver strong results. Time will only tell if he's right. But one thing's for sure, this is a huge vote of confidence from a seasoned investor who knows his way around the market. Finally, let's discuss Seth Klarman, the enigmatic investor who runs Bopos Group. Now, Klarman is a bit of a mystery. He is known for being extremely private, and he doesn't give interviews or make public appearances very often. But what he lacks in publicity, he makes up for in investment returns. His hedge fund has delivered impressive results over the years, thanks to his value investing strategy and contrarian mindset, and his latest moves are no exception. He's been trimming his positions in several tech giants, including Alphabet, Microsoft, and Meta. But he's been doubling down on one company in particular, Salesforce. Klarman has been a fan of Salesforce for a while. He's been buying the stock for years, and he currently owns over 8 million shares. But while other investors have been dumping Salesforce in recent months, Klarman has been scooping up more and more of it. He sees value in the company's software products and its strong customer base. And he's betting that the stock's price will eventually reflect its true worth. All right, folks, there you have it. The latest 13F filings have just dropped, and as always, they're full of surprises. From Buffett's Apple sell-off to Klarman's Salesforce bet, there's a lot to unpack. These filings give us a rare glimpse into the minds of some of the world's greatest investors. And it is fascinating to see how they're re-navigating the markets. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the world of investing. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a like and subscribe for more updates. And remember, the best investment you can make is in yourself. So keep learning, stay curious, and never stop growing. Until next time, happy investing.